Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, July 12, 2022. With money or business today, there may be problem areas in focus or worries surfacing today. It's probably best to treat delays as opportunities to refine your plans. Reassessing a matter in the face of a revealed reality can be necessary but can lead to growth, as it's ultimately better to know where you stand. Adjustments may be irritating but helpful. As the day advances, you crave a looser schedule and prefer to set your own pace. You can arrive at fantastic new ideas or methods with the Sun and Uranus heading into harmony in the background of your solar chart. You can benefit from exploration and non-routine activities, and there may be a breakthrough of sorts that inspires you. Overall, this should be a pretty good day for you, as long as you don't become overly sensitive about certain things. Your awareness is bound to be extra sharp today, so use this ability to stay alert and open to what is going on around you. Perhaps you are feeling a bit restless when it comes to matters of the heart. This is a sign telling you to stop fidgeting and take action. How can you expand upon the value of your ideas? Inspiration to secure your assets or make money through a new development may come up as Mercury in Cancer squares Jupiter in Aries. However, the square may struggle with seeing a clear direction to expand upon such notions, so you may have an initial issue of forming a game plan to secure the bag. Luckily, you could use the square to talk to others in your field. Receiving feedback, insight, or advice can play a crucial part in your success. You, dear friend, are one of the thinkers of the zodiac. The difference is that you experiment without making a preliminary hypothesis. You come up with some interesting theories as a result. The current position of the planets may lead you to invent new production systems or even create things in your professional life. Don't hesitate to jump in. Liven up relationships that have become stale, and give full rein to your creativity. If you pursue your goals in a confident way, others will join you and look forward to spending interesting times with you. Who knows, new friendships may result. You're bouncing around like a break dancer on a hot floor, and you're not sure where it's all leading. Don't worry about your destination too much, just go with the flow. Love and romance are on your mind, you're in the mood to flirt and are able to make the most of your attractive appeal. Smile, establishing eye contact, you aren't afraid to give compliments. You find out who's on your wavelength and discover whether or not your meeting has the promise you long for and desire. Listen closely to that little voice in your head that tells you when someone's not giving you the full story. Because you care so much for others, you tend to jump to the rescue whenever someone tells you about their troubles. The problem is that so many people attract troubles by being frivolous or irresponsible. Some things you can fix, some things you can't, and some things you shouldn't even try. The person who gets rescued from every problem and never learns how to avoid them in the first place. Be careful that you don't wind up overly stressed on this day of your own essence. While this is certain to see you very occupied with tackling tasks and getting things done, it can also bring more tension. This is often the case when something interferes with your plans. Try to remember that you will get everything done just as you always do, despite the occasional wrench in your plans. Added stress doesn't help, so take a few deep breaths every now and then. 3 weeks after the Sun left Gemini, bringing your birthday month to a close, Venus is now in her final week here. Venus returned 2 days after your birthday month ended, giving your heart not only the final say in what you want from the coming year, but with the Sun having already left you with a new starting point. Venus is on a mission to update your desires and expectations for the coming year, and ahead of a friendly aspect to Saturn, this is already giving you the resolve and determination to follow your heart. While the Moon will clash with Venus before leaving your relationship sector today, the timing couldn't be better. This is the Moon's only visit while the planet of love is in Gemini and just days away from leaving. As your personal and relationship needs clash, this will make it easier to appreciate what you want from your relationships. Our eyes in the sky. When you wake up feisty and wanting to do your own thing, you can blame it on the rebellious fixed lunar T-square between ambitious Saturn and Uranus, the planet of shaking things up. There are inevitable challenges during this cosmic three-way that will have you digging into your own opinions and convictions and wanting to stand your ground even further, which can push arguments, altercations, and confrontations to some pretty epic levels. Which is fine if you live alone and don't have to deal with anyone. But if you have to make your way into the world to get along with and listen to people in positions of authority during this controlling planetary energy, there are ways to work with this polarizing square-off. Backing down won't be on your radar, but taking a more logical perspective might help you combat your need to be right about everything. Because even you can admit that isn't realistic, right? A helpful aspect between Lady Luna and optimistic Jupiter brings a lighter energy to the party, putting us all in the mood to show compassion and celebrate one another. Your psychic abilities could be on fire right now as well, making it the ideal time to bust out your pendulum or tarot cards. Just remember to take cleansing breaths if you happen to encounter anyone with less than ideal vibes. In the morning, the Sagittarius moon forms a trine with the Cancer sun, offering a harmonious start to the day. Because our ego and emotions are in sync, we exude confidence in our relationships. Still waters run deep with the moon in penetrative Sagittarius, so although this influence favors socializing, we'll prefer to spend our time with those who we know well and trust. We're unafraid of going into taboo territory, eager to understand what makes others tick. Remember your objectives. If we don't retain anything to sustain ourselves, we are giving from an empty cup. Following this, the moon opposes Uranus in Taurus, stimulating anxiety. We are suddenly struck with the urge to break from the status quo, and our behavior can seem bizarre to those around us. Be aware that acting on our passions and making rash decisions can have certain consequences, especially if we let fears steer our course. Instead, consider how opening ourselves up to change with temperance in mind can be transformative and productive. Yet, much of the hurt inflicted upon ourselves now is the byproduct of being unwilling to stand in our truth. Addictions to substances or relationships will be especially difficult to navigate now. Ultimately, the issues unearthed during this connection cannot be swept under the rug, so it is valuable, however challenging in the moment, to deal with their exposure.